with that, welcome back. What did we say? Did we say welcome back? Yeah, welcome back to the Even If Pod. And today we don't have a clue what we're talking about. Is that weird? Welcome back to the Even If Podcast. I am Kenzie.
And I'm Sarah, and we are a mess today.
We're a mess today, y'all. We are a mess today. We cannot get it together.
Oh my gosh. We just keep trying to record this, and for some reason it's so funny today.
It's so funny. I think because we're just exhausted.
I am actually really exhausted.
I'm really tired.
Why are you tired?
I don't know.
Because it's February.
It's February.
And we made it in January.
Literally, January is rough. I know you're born in January, and I love January because you're born, but I hate January.
It's so funny. The amount of people that tell me that, they're like, you know, it's fun. It's like Thanksgiving in November and Christmas in December, and then it's January. Nothing happens in January. It's so boring. Oh, sorry. But like your birthday. And I'm like, you wonder why I have a birthday month. It's the only thing going on in January.
Seriously. Honestly, thank the Lord you were born in January because I had nothing else to really celebrate.
No, it's
Sorry,
hilarious.
it's so negative, but
no, January is hard.
It's tough.
I think it was so cold. The week of my birthday was actually so cold. That was when it got in single digits. Here I am talking about the weather again. But
I love talking about the weather.
Okay, I love talking about the weather.
I do.
It was so cold on my birthday. And then I think it was the week before it snowed. And then I went to Charleston. It snowed in Charleston. First snow in like
I didn't even
8
realize
years.
it snowed in Charleston.
Not while I was there, but I left on like a Monday, and that Tuesday, or Wednesday, whatever it was, it snowed. What's happening?
But what is happening? I know. I just don't. I have really tried this month to be. I came in just on fire.
Yeah, we came in January excited about the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a month.
Mm-hmm.
What has made this month so hard for you?
Oh, gosh. Okay, I'll be honest. I think I might have. I don't know yet, but I hurt my knee. I slipped on ice.
Yeah.
And I've torn my ACL 3 times. This could potentially be the 4th. I just slipped on ice walking my dogs, but I think that set the tone for then I couldn't work out. Mm-hmm. And working out for me is like my mental health is really important, obviously, to me, but working out helps that. And so I think that's been really challenging. And then the cold weather, and it's dark really early, and it's dark when we wake up. And I don't know, you come into the new year, and I don't put a lot of expectation on it, but you and I were both like, I also went on a missions trip. And so it's almost like you go to youth camp, and you come back and you're just like on fire,
like on this
and you're just like on this high.
Yeah.
And I just came into the year being like, I've gotten my saying for the year, and I am ready, and I am hopeful and all these things. And then, being human and reality hits, and then it's hard to keep doing the thing that you said you were going to do. And I've been talking to my clients about it because I'm like, y'all, I understand how hard it is to get your butts in the gym and to be working out. Mm-hmm. And so I know that's very universal right now. It's not just a me thing or you thing where we're like, man, January has felt long. But I think the knee injury is really top of mind for me. And it brought up like stuff back when I was in, I think I was 16 the first time I tore it. And then I tore 2 in the same year, back to back, 6 months apart. And then I tore my 3rd one in college, playing in a sorority basketball tournament. And then, and so now it's like all these really negative thoughts have kind of crept in my mind of like things that are not of the Lord. So I'm just like really fighting those.
And you feel like you noticed it after the knee injury?
After the knee injury, yeah.
Do you feel like it's the negative thoughts are a result of what happened and how your mindset has shifted this year, or the negative thoughts are taking you back to a place you used to be?
That's a good question. I think a little bit of both. I think I started doing 75 hard, and I have a lot of friends like in Austin doing it. I have friends here doing it. I felt a part of it. And then I was like really enjoying waking up in the morning, and I still really enjoy my time with the Lord in the morning, but I've had to pivot. I can't work out right now. So that's been, I guess I can work out. I just have to change the way that I work out, but I had a week of feeling sorry for myself, and I was just like honestly, I was in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And I could not bounce back. And, I don't know. I just felt like things were not like really exciting for me. And I know that happens. And I think it's important to say on a podcast too, that we're not these girls that are just like, Jesus is the best and we have it all together. 'Cause we don't the realness is like, no, I've just had a more challenging month than I expected. So what about you? How has this month been for you outside of your birthday?
It's been great. What do you mean? No, I think I love New Year, like a new year, as we talked about a couple episodes ago. Mm-hmm. But I also feel like I'm very much a new month person and even like a new week and a new day. And you kind of just, I think you have to break it down like that because having an expectation for a year is really, really hard. But when we can say, okay, well, what am I doing today? Or what is my goal for this week? I think that breaks it down and makes it easier.
I like that.
So I don't feel like I necessarily had a ton of goals going into this year. I probably just more had like mindset. And I know I've talked about it or did I share it? I don't know if I shared it on here.
No, you didn't.
My phrase?
You need to share it on here.
I think you and I talked about this.
So glad you brought this up. Yeah.
So you had shared, what was it? Several episodes ago, or was it on our?
I think it was several. I think it was the first one back.
The first one of this year. Yeah. You shared your phrase of the year because you and I have both done word of the month, but you did a phrase this year. And so when you said that, I think I left recording and kind of was just like, Lord, do I have a phrase? And I kept feeling like the word delight just kept coming to my mind. And at church, the pastor was talking about how there is oftentimes we feel like there's a duty as Christians, which there's not, but we feel like it's a duty, or we feel like it's something we like obligations, or we feel like we're just doing it because it's out of, what X, Y, Z. We make up all these excuses for why we feel like we have to read our Bible, we have to go to church, or these things. But instead, it should be a delight for us.
I love that.
And we should delight in the Lord, and we should delight in the things He gives us, and delight in our friendships, delight in our family. And so I feel like that word delight just really stuck. And I was like, yes, I love that. And then I had listened to a podcast, and she was talking about just having eyes to see and ears to hear things that the Lord is showing us. And I kept thinking about that. Good. And I was like, when we have eyes to see, ears to hear, it's the specific, we are looking a specific way. Like I am intentional about looking for something and hearing, looking for evidence, I'm hunting for something. And I kept thinking about that. And I think it was right after I was going squirrel hunting.
So southern, my squirrel hunting.
I was going squirrel hunting. And I thought about
every guy's dream, I'm telling you. How you're still single blows my mother-loving mind. Ever-loving mind. Ever-loving mind. Okay. Mother-loving. I don't know. How you're mother-loving mind. Mother-loving mind. I think I was trying to like not cut. I wasn't going to cuss on here, obviously, because I don't cuss, obviously. But I was trying to replace, Anywho,
ever-loving. Okay.
Ever-loving. The fact that you're single blows my ever-loving mind.
You sit back. I can sit back at you.
Seriously.
So anyways, when I was squirrel hunting, I was thinking about how when you hunt, you're like looking for something, right? I'm looking for this squirrel, and you're looking for traces. You're thinking, where could they be? I'm listening. Like, do you hear the scurries in the woods? And then you think about even deer hunting. And like when you go hunt for deer, you look for traces of where this deer has been. You look for evidence of where it could have been. And I think about where is it going to be? Like, I want to put myself in the right position. That's like you're hunting for something. You're looking. So anyways, I think I put those two together, and I thought, that is the phrase that the Lord kind of put on my heart, was on a hunt for delight, hunting for delight. So having hunting for delight being my mindset for this year has been cool, because I think even in these moments of the slowness or the cold or the mundane, just January blahs, I'm reminded of I'm on a hunt for delight. So what does that look like, and where does that come? So
that's so good. It's so good. And it's hard to do when the weather is tough, but it is so true. I feel like you always will find what you look for.
Totally. I think that's it too. And it's like, yeah, there was a few days that were cold, and I am so mad. Like I think I have winter Tourette's. First of all, I think I'm allergic to the cold because I have Raynaud's disease, which literally means like my fingers.
What is it?
Do you know this?
No.
Have we never talked about this?
No.
I complain about it all the time. It's literally something I need to work on. I complain about it all the time.
You are not. You are the furthest from a complainer. I've never heard you complain about it.
The cold.
Well, yeah, I do too.
It's part of my winter Tourette's too.
Oh, my winter. Wait, what's rainage?
It's
sorry. What is it?
Raynaud's. Raynaud's disease. It's self-diagnosed, but I'm pretty no. But I'm pretty sure the doctor would agree, because my fingers just turn white.
Oh.
And my toes turn white.
Yeah,
like I don't have circulation in my extremities.
You are definitely not meant to be in the north.
So, right? Thank you. So that's
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just going to affirm that you're going to be instead of the gentleman in the south.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. And then I get these winter Tourette's where I just start saying things I don't mean when it's cold. I'm just like, I hate the cold. What's going on?
No, seriously, though, I'm the same. But then literally, like, the sun will come out, and I'm like,
Everything's
Oh, that's all I needed. Was
Literally.
it's true though. It really is true. And so I think we're just saying that because if you are listening and you're feeling the same way, you know, it's been tough for both of us this month. I'm really struggling. It's just hard, but I'm ready for February and more ready for March.
Yeah, I know. Springtime.
I know.
Me
I know.
too. Okay,
know.
so what's your phrase? What was your phrase for this
My
year?
phrase is expect a miracle with uncommon hope.
How has that felt for you this month, even in the midst of tragedy with your knee and just cold and blah?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, honestly, so one of the things too that I feel just like a deep desire for is studying scripture. I think you and I talked about that. I don't know if I was on the podcast or just you and I, but I really want to be doing that. And I set up like a prayer closet in my closet.
Nice.
And you know, just really, there's some personal things I'm not saying just like out of pride, but just like I feel like the Lord's asking me to get on my knees before I crawl into bed. So I've been doing that every night. There's been a couple nights I haven't because I'm cold. I want to get into my heated blanket. Because you're cold? Yeah, no, seriously. Oh man. And then I feel the conviction of like, and so I've gotten up out of bed to get down on my knees. And so I think having that phrase of hope has pushed me to then kind of lean into like, okay, if you want to have hope, you have to fight for it. Like it's not just this like naive perspective. It's like something that I think that comes when I love your word, delight in the Lord, when you study the word, when you commit to the things that you say you're going to do. So it's been helpful. I also was thinking this morning, actually, I got up, I've been getting up at 5:15 every morning, and I kind of was thinking, I wonder, because I've been wanting to dive into, I'm reading this book called Prayer by Tim Keller. It's very theologically dense, but it's really good. And I can't help but also wonder, and I thought this morning, maybe it's some of it spiritual warfare, because for the first time in my life, I am like asking people how I can pray for them, and writing it down and praying, you know, very intentionally for the first time. So I think my phrase has helped me hone in on and fight for a few things that I'm really trying to do. But ultimately hope, it's felt like, I don't know, this week particularly has felt really scattered, and I run from thing to thing, and then I feel like I'm exhausted, and then I get up at 5, and then it's like this constant. So then it's like, okay, stop. How are we doing on these things? You know, and that's just like the humanness in me that I'm trying to also have grace for. And I talked about this in class one day where I was like, and I really feel like the Lord speaks to me in class. Some classes are a lot stronger than others, but I had never said this before, so that's why I know it's from him, but it's like this delicate dance between showing yourself grace, but then also being convicted enough to step up. And so I think for me, that's been the line this last month of like, okay, show yourself grace. You hurt your knee, but like convicted enough to be like, yeah, but you're not just going to like become a slug on the couch. And, so be convicted to like, you're still a leader. You still got to show up. You want to lead in other ways too. So I think that's something that my phrase has also helped me just kind of fight. But I feel like this month has been a fight.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I'm like, my family's healthy. I'm healthy. Perspective, Ken's like, it's really not that bad, but it's been like a tough month.
Yeah. I think it's okay to admit when it's bad, when it's hard, or when it's not, all going great. Yeah. And saying this is harder than I thought. Or this isn't what I saw coming. And those things are tough, and that's okay.
Yeah. Just the realness of like, I say this a lot too, but I just am so far from having it figured out. Aren't we all?
True. So my sweet friend Madeline, who I train with, she was going through some stuff with her apartment flooding and just trying to like figure out what to do next and where to go. And it was all these things that happened totally unexpected. And she was so cute. She posted something the other day, and it was like, this happened. Oh, good. I wanted to clean my closet. This happened, but oh, good. I wanted to organize this, so and kind of just the oh good mindset. Yeah. And I took that, and we ended up talking about it later in person because I saw it on her Instagram and was like, I love that. And we talked about it, and it was just like, when things happen to us that are unexpected, or maybe, not what we saw coming. What if we change those things to say, oh, like, or not even changing them, because I think we don't need to shove our feelings. Right. We don't need to push it down. Like, not to say this is bad. Like, I don't want you to talk about your knee that it hurts. Like, no, it hurts. And that's real. But like, oh, good. Maybe I needed to rest.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh,
maybe I needed to take care of myself. I know.
I love following her. Yeah.
She's so great. And I think about that in so many things of when we go through hard things. Yes, admit when it's hard. Yes, talk about those struggles. And also, where can we see the oh good or the oh God?
The verse where it says, rejoice in the Lord always. And that always is like, even when your apartment floods, even when you tear your ACL, even when you fill in the blank. And that's where it's like what you're saying. And I love that because it's like, own your feelings. It's okay to feel that, but we are called to rejoice. And that's where it's really hard to do so at certain times, I think, you know. But I love what she says about like, oh, good, because it really is true. I literally said that today. I've been teaching off bike, and I'm like, I've actually really been loving it. The classes are better. They're harder because I'm not out of breath. So the clients have to like go faster, and my body is resting in a new way. And I said that today to one of my girlfriends. I was like, I'm actually really loving teaching off bike right now. And I would never have known what this feels like if I hadn't gotten hurt.
Because you wouldn't have chosen.
Because I wouldn't have chosen that.
To do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So perspective is everything. Not always easy, but that's again why it's so important to have community.
Yeah.
You know, and I was listening to the episode that we did with David on my way down here that we launched last week. You had asked him that wonderful question that I think is really true about, do men look at women and see like, are they in community? And I think that's why it's so important, you know, for us to be in community for so many reasons, for accountability when you're looking for a life partner, but then also like when you are having a hard week or something like I didn't see this coming happens, you have somebody that doesn't sit in the misery with you, lets you feel heard, but then pulls you up and out and reminds you of things like, hey, yeah, I wanted to purge, or now you get to teach off bike, or you're going to rest in new ways, you know? So we're big proponents of strong community, and it's really important to have that.
Yeah.
I think. So,
yeah, no, absolutely.
Wait, I want to ask you, you joined a new Bible study. We have not yapped, by the way, you guys, yet. Like usually yap before for like an hour.
I love the word yap. It's so funny.
I know. My cool Gen Z girlfriends teach me all the like cool lingo, like slay, yap.
You did not.
What's the other word that they teach me? I don't know. A bunch of words that make me feel real cool.
I feel like we say
like, we slay. We say slay.
You say slay?
I say slay all. It's slay.
You do?
That slays.
No, you don't.
Well, with my Gen Z friends, maybe not.
I've never heard you say that to me.
That brings it out. In
I don't
me.
think I bring that side out of you. I bring out the old lady side or something.
I am. We are a match made in heaven because we are.
I would never use
Gen Z. Or what are we? Millennial.
We're
millennial.
I've never used slay in a sentence unless I'm talking about
that's
Santa's
so camp.
slay.
Have you ever heard that?
Absolutely
so camp.
not. No.
Oh, it's so
and
camp.
I work with high school girls. How do I not know these things?
Well, that's because they probably have a whole another lingo, like cap it, like so cap. Have you heard that one?
I've heard that.
Okay,
or no cap. No cap.
No cap. So cap. No cap.
I think it's no cap.
It's no cap. It's no cap.
My girls taught me Riz and aura.
What's aura?
Aura, like that's aura. I don't know. I don't really know how to use it.
Confusing.
They asked me one time when they saw like a guy and me walk in the same vicinity. They're like, "Oh, is that aura?" And I was like, "Who's aura?"
Oh no!
I was like, an aura ring, like aura. I don't. What's aura?
What are we gonna do when we have kids of our own? This is really. I don't know.
Like literally, I don't know. Anyways,
slay. What did I ask you?
Santa slay. Yeah, you were about to ask me about Bible study, but I don't know how we started talking about.
I'm sorry. I was going to ask you about Bible study.
Yap. You said the word yap and it got me.
Oh, thank you.
Yap is funny.
It's the best word because we just literally
I think I say yap with you because you say yap, but I think I say chit-chat. I was just chit-chatting.
I love it. I love it. Chit-chatting. I'm a Southern girl. I think it's because my girlfriend Lauren, she literally says all this cool
but she's
lingo.
Cool.
But she's
that
cool.
Makes sense.
I know.
She's cool.
I know. So when I say it, I'm
like,
you're
not.
No. I'm not offended. No, really, there's certain words I should not say.
No,
like,
you can say it.
Camp is not. It just come out of my mouth. I'm too
Are we
proper.
going camping?
I know. No.
How do you use it in a sentence?
So camp.
Okay, that doesn't help me. What have I done that makes it so? How can I be so camp?
I'm still learning this, but so camp, like awesome, epic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I did something and you're like, that's so camp.
Or like the smoothie is so camp.
No, I hate that.
I know, I hate it too. I think that's right. I could be wrong. I forget. But I will say yap is one of my favorite
We're just yapping.
And usually we yap for like an hour while we set up. and we haven't yapped yet. So last week we did a photo shoot with your brother.
Yeah.
And we got to drive out to Dixon, which was so fun. And we yapped the whole way there. We yapped the whole way home. And on the way home, you were going to Bible study and I was going to Bible study. Yes. But you were going to a new one with your church.
Yeah.
How was it?
Good memory.
I can remember some of the things. Other things that go right out of my mouth the second I say it.
That's so camp.
That was absolutely perfect. Don't edit that out.
What did you ask me?
How your new Bible study was.
Oh, yeah. It's good. So I went to 1 week so far, and what?
I'm gonna die. 1 week so far. Wait, what?
Like, I feel like I just like walked out.
I know.
Like, are we good?
Do we need a coffee?
Okay. Yes. So I went to my first week at Bible study and it was good. I think I had a hard time deciding if I wanted to join or not because I have this one group of incredible girls. There's 7 of us when we're all together and we've been in the same Bible study for like 8 years. And I moved away to Charleston and they literally left me in the group message. And so I knew the prayer request and everything going on. And another girl, Savannah, she's moved to Florida and she's still in our group message because it's just like we've all done so much life together. And every time she comes in town, we just get together. So anyways, every single Monday night, most Monday nights, we meet. And it is just so great. We go through a study. And if we finished up a study, we'll still meet on Monday nights for like dinner or something.
I love that.
So when I finally found a new church, which was honestly a huge prayer request I've had for since moving back here this summer, was just like, I'm so ready to get involved in a church.
Yeah.
And I found one here in Franklin and it's been so great. And they offer groups so many different nights of the weeks, different groups, whether it's couples or girls, just boys, co-ed, older, younger, whatever. So I found one that worked with my schedule and it's co-ed, mixed ages, mixed generation. And this was my first week to go. And I really liked it.
Did you?
I mean, it's so cool to have different ages. There was a couple, like there were several couples, like married couples. There was one engaged. There's single guys, single girls, divorced, grandparents.
Wow.
I mean,
that's
truly
cool.
everything. And I think what's so cool is they had prided themselves on just, this is a place of vulnerability. Like we are just vulnerable. And it is true. Awesome. They were. And I was like, for it being a first time group, and they said there was like 20 people and it's a 10-week thing. And so I think it ends up getting smaller and smaller as it goes just with life circumstances. But I think for a group that size to be that vulnerable already was super cool to be a part of and see and just learn from different people and to see the community that they have there. And we were praying over somebody who was about to have surgery and they were like, okay, let's, when you need a meal train, we'll start that. And you just see this is the power of community.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I'm really excited about it. I'm going to do it. I think it does feel hard to have 2 nights of the week committed to Bible study, just knowing I work long days. Yeah. Sometimes I'm working 12-hour days. Yeah. And then to go from that straight to a Bible study is a lot. But also I'm in a season where I can do that. Yeah, and I think you and I have talked about this a lot. Like when you're single, you don't have other responsibilities. Yeah. I could literally go to a coffee shop and read my Bible for 6 hours if I wanted. Yeah. And why wouldn't I?
Yeah. Like I agree with that.
I was talking to somebody one day and was just, or no, I wasn't talking. I was listening to a podcast, but sometimes I listen to podcasts and I think they're my friends.
I do this.
I mean, I truly will listen to somebody's podcast and be like, my friend, oh, nope, I don't know them.
No, don't know them.
But anyway, so my friend that I was listening to the other day was talking about just, when you get married and you have kids, those are your responsibilities and those are your priorities. And so right now is the time where we are supposed to be studying scripture, like you said, and memorizing it and soaking in as much as we can to prepare ourselves for a future. I
love that.
And so I'm like, 2 Bible studies, 2 nights a week. Why not?
Why not? Why not?
Why not? It's working in this season. And so anyways, it's been good. Or it was good.
I'm glad.
It was good.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad too, because I know we've talked about that. You and I both have had that same prayer with churches because we lived here and then we moved and we came back. And so I've had the same thing happen where I just feel like for the last year I started going to a church just because I knew some people that went there and I liked it. I didn't feel like it wasn't like I was, and I don't know. I think I can be a little bit overly particular about what I'm looking for in a church, but I also think different seasons call for different things. So like, sometimes there was a season where I just wanted to go into church. I wanted to not see anyone and walk out, just because I was so spread so thin and poured out so much of my life and didn't have the relationship that I have with Jesus now. And then now I think what I'm really craving is just like community within a church, and I want to serve within that church. And so there's a lot of things. So anyways, I for the last year have just been really praying through like what church, and there's a lot of great churches in Nashville.
We are in the Bible Belt.
Yeah. So that makes it hard too. And I know people at all these churches.
Sure,
so it's like anyone could be great. So I think that's part of the issue with me is like, just, I need to pick one. And I think there's been some hesitancy because I don't know if I'm scared that it feels like, is this someone that God wants me to go to? And I'm not necessarily hearing his call. So
what do you think you're putting the pressure on? Like,
I don't know. I think the pressure of like, okay, like we're called to be in a body, and where do I want to go, and how can I share my spiritual gifts with this church? And I think instead of constantly thinking about like what I could get out of it, then I was overly obsessing what I could give to it. And so I don't know necessarily the hesitancy. I also just think I'm really craving to be known outside of just my job.
As in like
the full ride girl, fitness, you know? Okay. Yeah. And like fitness and like I pour a lot out every day. So I think I really need to go. I've really kind of honed in on the fact that I needed to be fed spiritually. And I lead a Bible study Tuesday mornings, and then I'm in a Bible study Thursday nights. And those are very life-giving for me, especially both are so life-giving for different reasons. So it's not that I'm not being fed by my friendship with like you or those Bible studies or my girlfriends, but I think with the church, I've never been fully committed to a church ever in my life because I've moved around a lot. Wow, so I think there's just like a little bit of fear too of like, am I good enough? Like, oh my goodness, you know, it's just like, so, because I want to serve, but like, can I serve? It was the same way that I actually texted David and Kenna the night before our first Bible study where I was leading, and I was like, I don't know if I'm equipped to do this. Like, I think like, and again, enemy just knows exactly what to say. So I think a lot of that is what I've been feeling with the church situation, and putting a lot of pressure on a choice, which is just kind of me. But I need to just kind of surrender that. So all that to say, I went to a church this past weekend and I loved it. And I ran into, and so I'm reading the Draw the Circle, and there's this chapter called Prayer Fleece, and he talks about like, you know, it's not putting this like expectation on the Lord to be like, Lord, show me this, but because usually it's like you act in faith, and then the signs of that decision come to be, instead of like, show me the sign and then I'll jump out in faith. But I was just like, I prayed on my way to church. I was like, okay, if I see someone I know, and or if I get invited into a group like to brunch or to house church or whatever, then that's going to be my church. And so I was meeting one of my good guy friends at church, and I got to sit with his house church. And, you know, I was like, I kind of felt a little bit like, okay, am I out of place? But in a good way, like in an uncomfortable, like, okay, I'm outside my comfort zone. I don't know everybody here, even though I feel like I know a lot of people in Nashville. And then one of the girls in his house church invited me to brunch after. And I was like, okay, Lord, I hear you. Because I kind of did that prayer fleece of like, do you want me here? Or do you want me here? Or do you want me here? So I feel excited. It's also the first church that I went to when I first moved to Nashville. So it feels like kind of a cool full circle there. Totally. But I feel like, I wanted to ask you this, like in our Yap time, but I'll ask you now, like, so I teach 2 nights a week, and then I'm in a Bible study Thursday night and a Bible study Tuesday morning. So my only free night of the week is Tuesday. I'm an introvert. Yeah. So do I join a house church? Right. And then have it only be on the Tuesday? Yeah. So then Monday through, which honestly, I know my limits, but then, so I was kind of thinking like, okay, instead of joining a house church, maybe I could just like hang out with people that are in a house church, because I know some of the people that go to this church that are in house churches when they do social gatherings, and then just serve at church. I'd love to get in like college ministry or something and like work on the women's side, but I don't know if I can fully commit to like a house church just because I work a lot of evenings.
No, I hear you.
You know?
First of all, I think it's so cool that you're even sharing your uncomfortability, being uncomfortable, uncomfortability.
Yeah.
Being uncomfortable.
Being uncomfortable. Uncomfortability. Both work.
I think like showing how you felt uncomfortable going into a church and you are a believer.
Yeah.
And so I just think
Yeah.
that is a fear for a lot of people is
Yeah.
going to church or like, what am I going to do? Or how do I act? Or who do I sit with? And so to hear you so openly be like, I was kind of like nervous and do I belong here? You know, I think that was probably something that a lot of people can relate to. And just
It's
really
true.
honest for you to share that. And yeah, I mean, I hear you on your struggle. It's literally what I had felt of, wow, I work full days and then I'm going to take up 2 of my 5 weekdays to be in Bible studies, which means I only have 3 weekdays free. And that's if I don't have clients book in the evenings or if I don't have something come up with friends or for recording or, you know, you just, it does it. It stacks up. And I don't know. I think those are great things to think through and ask yourself and say like, what matters. I think, yes, hanging with a life or what do they call it?
House church. Yeah.
Hanging with a house church is going to be fun to get to know them. But as you know, like the vulnerability, the connection happens within those groups. Yeah. And so you not being in that group is probably going to be missing out a little bit. Yeah. But maybe it's not the season for you to do that. Maybe you're in a season of leading. You said you're leading a small group and maybe that's what you should be doing or, you know, what the Lord has you doing right now. Yeah. And maybe however long that is, if it's 6 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever, do that. And then you join one. I don't know. Yeah. And that, obviously I don't know, but it's something to pray through and just.
Yeah. I like that. That is good. Cause it's like, I long for that. I long to be known. And I think it's hard when there's a plethora of options, you know? I feel really excited to just take the next step with this church and I'm craving to plug in. And so I'm glad to finally just say, Ken, it's like, this is it. This is the church.
Just do it.
And just do it. I feel excited. We're both kind of in that. We both have found our churches kind of around the same time, which is really cool. Funny
how that works.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, it is. I wrote, when I turned 33 a couple weeks ago, I wrote 33 thoughts and just things that, it was so random. It wasn't even like advice or beliefs. It was just truly thoughts. I mean, one of them said, don't drink crappy coffee anymore because I drink Maxwell House.
Tell me that. I was like, ew.
I know. But it's okay. Now that I'm 33, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Like I finished off the Maxwell House, but now I'm moving on.
Yeah. I think
my friends used to make fun of me because I drank Folgers and then I upgraded to Maxwell House.
This is hilarious.
Some people call it a downgrade.
It's okay. I drink out of a Keurig. I just put some yummy creamer in. I know, but I love it.
Anyways. So my 33 thoughts. One is don't drink the crappy coffee.
Don't drink the crappy coffee.
But if you have to, you can. And then another one was join a church because I just truly feel like the times that I have been hesitant or 1 foot in, 1 foot out has been so hard. And when I have just jumped 2 feet in, you know, there's things going to be wrong with it. There's things, I think everybody has their church hurt or church fears or whatever. Yeah. I'm a pastor's daughter. So I grew up in a church where everybody knew who I was. That was so fun. So I go into churches thinking like, I want that same feeling or I want to go to a church where I know the whole staff because that's what it was like for me growing up. But it's not like that anymore. And so realizing, okay, well, what are the things that do matter and that I do want? And I think I would be like, oh, I like this worship, so I'll go there. And then I like this one and I'd go here. And it's just like, I'm not committing. And I think the church that I have found, what I love is they're like, when you go to a church, this is your family. You serve because that's what we're called to do. Yeah. We tithe because that is part of being a Christian. Like it's just like these things that feel like, okay, yes, I am all in here. Every month I look at my budget and I give 10% to the church because that is because I have a church and it just feels so good.
It feels,
I messaged them and was like, I will serve in whatever area is needed. I love kids. I love high school. I love middle school, greeting. And it's just like, now I know that's my people and that's where I'm going to invest.
It feels so, honestly, it does. It feels really good. Even I was thinking that I'm like, I'm excited for like to say my church instead of being like, I go here. It's just like committing to something and being involved. Yeah. And that's something that somebody told me a long time ago. Instead of thinking about what the church can give you, what can you bring and what can you give that
for sure.
the church, you know? So it's exciting.
Okay, what if we wrap with our word of the month for February?
I love that. I don't know what mine is, but let's talk about it.
Okay. So did you have a January word?
I didn't, but I want to have a February word. Honestly, I'm going to have both. On you. No, I want to because I need it. I need something.
You had your phrase.
I had my phrase.
And it's for the whole year.
Yeah, and it's for the whole year. I always like to think about what's coming up in the month of February. And then that's kind of how I assess or like where I'm at in January. That's why I love word of the month because it's like progressive. So you can kind of see how January went and then kind of adjust your word. Yeah. Let me think. Do you know what yours is?
Well, I was actually just talking to some of my girlfriends the other night in one of my Bible studies.
One of your many Bible studies. I love it.
In my girls group. And we were talking about this word of the month, and mine for January was delight as part of my phrase, on a hunt for delight and just delighting in things. And so I was thinking about February, and oh my goodness, I'm reading this book that my friend Jacqueline got me for my birthday. It is so good.
What's it called?
From like 1950s or something. My dad originally had told me about this book, and his mom read it.
What?
When he was growing up. And so I guess it was like a little small brown book, and now they've redone it and illustrated it to these like beautiful watercolor illustrations.
Wow.
So it's like a pretty read as well. It's called Hinds, Feet in High Places.
Ooh.
And I'll link it in our show notes, but it is such a beautiful book, and I have been weeping through it. I cannot tell you the last time I've cried in a book, but it has been so beautiful.
Really?
And it's a really sweet story, and I want everybody to read it because I'm probably on chapter 3, but I
need to read it.
Cried almost every morning reading it. And my biggest takeaway was just how sometimes we forget to invite Jesus into things. And, you know, it says ask, seek, knock, like ask for these things. And I realize there's sometimes I have these desires and I don't invite him into these things, or the invitation is there and we're not taking it, or he's sitting there at our window looking like, hey, I'm here for you. And we're just like, what am I going to do? Oh no, how am I going to do this? I don't know what to do next. And if we were to just look up, you know, back to even the eyes to see and ears to hear, if we were to just look up and see him, the invitation is there.
Yeah.
Like he wants to be a part of everything with us. Yeah. And so anyways, I was explaining this to my Bible study the other night about how powerful that was for me. My friend Chandler, she said, maybe your word is invite. And I thought about that and I was like, yeah,
that's good.
I mean, how often do we think about things and it's just like, I talk about it, or I wish this could happen, or I want this, I'm longing for this, but I want to invite the Lord into all these things and invite him into my desires, invite him into my hardships, invite him, and not just being like, I need to figure this out, God. Like, what do I do in this? But be like, Lord, will you come with me in this? God, I want you to hold my hand and show me, is this a guy I should continue dating or not? Like inviting him into that.
I love that, Sarah. That's really good.
I thought the word invite is something I've been sitting on.
I love that.
Could be a good word for this month.
I also feel like that word can really apply to literally every area of your life. Just inviting like the Lord in. Because one thing I love about word of the month is it's the word that like you bring up and it comes top of mind in a moment that's more difficult or more challenging, or before you go to bed and you're just like, no, I said my word was going to be this. And so I feel like as you practice inviting him in more and more and more, it's just going to become a natural thing for you, which you already do, but it would be cool to just also have that top of mind, inviting him in. That's really good.
Yeah.
My word. I have one trip in February, going to see some of my friends run a marathon.
Oh, fun.
I'm going to Austin. I know.
Going back.
I'm going back.
Okay.
Going
excited?
back. This time I'm really excited.
Okay.
I feel so held in that city now because there are people that I love in that city and that know me in that city and that know this version of me, not the version of me when I was in that relationship, you know. So it feels safe again. So I am excited, and I get to spend time with Ken and David and all those people. So I think thinking about that, I'm like, okay, I've got that. And then I think with my knee, I'm kind of just wanting to know what's going on so I can, the planner in me is like, what can I do? So maybe for top of mind right now is like patience, like being patient with myself because my body can't do the things I'm used to it being able to do. But I don't necessarily know if that's something that is what the Lord's like, yeah, I want you to focus on that this month. I find myself needing to continue to focus on hope, which is interesting because that's part of my phrase, because everyone's like, how's your knee? How's your knee? And I'm like, oh, I think it's torn. It's probably torn. I'm just telling myself that so that I'm just prepared for worst case scenario, which is like, once again, it's not the end of the world. It's literally a torn ACL. Like it's not, I have friends that are discovering, you know, their parents have cancer or things like that. Like it's perspective. But yeah, I think that's something too, that hope is really just resonating with me even still. Just like, I mean, hope that
And
it's not torn.
It could be hope again.
It could be hope again.
I also heard you say held.
Held. Ooh,
Which you talked about.
yeah.
You feel really held in Austin, and even thinking about you have this church and like and like wanting to be fed.
Yeah.
And I wonder,
Ooh,
if
I
it's
like that.
just being held in that.
Yeah.
And like your knee, you might be slowing down, but he's still holding
you.
Like,
Yeah, maybe it's a phrase of like I am held, like he's holding me or he's got me, something like that. Because I do love that. I've been praying for a few things that he's been answering some prayers in. So slightly, like it's not an obvious like here's the answer, but I'm like, ooh, this is awesome.
yeah, you're looking for it.
So
Yeah,
I'll need to be thinking about it. I don't necessarily know what my word of the month will be, but we love word of the month. We do it. We want to encourage you guys. We have the Darren headlights.
We love it.
We love it. We love the word of the month. We encourage y'all to do it too. What else we got?
No, I think. No, I do think if any of y'all do word of the month, we would love to hear what yours is.
Truly.
As well. And Kenzie and I are sitting here literally trying to think about it, and as we're recording, and so if you follow us on social media, sometimes we'll post about it. And would love to hear what y'all's are too. What's your word of the month? What is the Lord teaching you? When you want to hear the background, the story, all the things.
All the things.
Yeah. I mean, today was just truly like one of those days. I think it's because it was a yap, no cap.
No cap, camp,
Yap.
lap, yap,
Slay.
Hey. Kenzie forgetting everything and not able to speak English on this podcast.
Oh, that was rough. No, but it was truly just like I think a catch up and
the reality of two girls that work hard and are tired.
yeah,
You know, I think it's
do we title this "We're Tired"?
we're tired. We're tired. We're figuring it out. Wasn't it something like January you're figuring it out? I don't know. I just think it's important. I think a lot of times people can look. You get one viewpoint into someone's life, and we want to make sure that we're as honest and vulnerable as we can be to let y'all know that we definitely don't, far from having it figured out, but also like we have really tired days and our weeks are crazy, and so when we are going to record, we show up, and sometimes we have words from the Lord, and other days we're just like no camp.
It's all I got. Oh, it's funny.
Oh, it is funny, but it also is a highlight for me, and we feel so honored to be able to have a microphone. So,
well, while we're here talking about absolutely nothing, I'm also gonna say to anybody who's made it this far in this episode, literally, sorry, it's jibber jabber, chit chat, yip yap, but
no camp.
if there, getting on with you. If there are things that y'all want to hear from us, also leave that in the comments or
please
message us, because we have a list of things that we're going to share, and we'll continue in the next few weeks. This week was chit chat, yip yap, but
no camp.
Title.
No camp. It's a title. But the camp
Nobody
emoji
what that means. Nobody
and
knows
a
what that
tree.
means. I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe I'm so out of it.
No, you're not.
But if y'all have things that you feel like, hey, I would love to hear about this. I mean, even if it's anonymous. I don't know. Can you submit anonymously?
Not sure how we would do that, but we need.
Well, we won't say anything.
Yeah. We won't call them out. So and so said, yeah, DM us and let us know. Honestly, it would really help us because we are doing this for y'all, and we want to be able to share the things that we've learned and are going through and have gone through. I love that, Sarah. I think that's a great idea. Have them literally tell us what to talk about because we have a lot of ideas, but. Okay. Sometimes it's going to be a yap, no camp sesh, baby.
Tell them, sis.
Preach it.
All right. And remember,
even if
he is still good.
No cap. No camp. Oh, you said no cap. I kept saying no camp. Oh my gosh. Bye.
Love you. What is it? Is it no cap or no camp?
It's no camp. You were right.
No cap?
I said no camp.